really started getting there, and it's 28.
Oh, we've lost Miles. Oh no.
I'm back. Morning, everybody. I hope that puts you in a little bit of a lovely mood for talking about Italy today. Certainly, there were a few things on there, places I've been to that made me right in the mood for a holiday. I'm in Chepstow in the office today, and it is, to say it's freezing would be an understatement. The sun is out, but my God, it's cold. So a touch of Italy probably is exactly what we need. Just a couple of housekeeping things before we start. Please, if you can, mute your speaker or your microphone, so you can find the button there just by pressing the screen. And equally and really, really importantly, as we go through this presentation, at the bottom there is a chat button. Please happily click the chat button, type in any questions that you've got as the presentation goes on, and then at the end of it, we'll pick up any questions that people have and have a bit of a session back into for any issues and questions people have got. The more the merrier. So please ask away as many questions as you certainly have. So we've got Classic Collection joining us today. That they are a favourite of Miles Morgan Travel. We've booked a lot of customers over the 14, 15 years we've had the business very successfully, because they look after their customers incredibly well. And we've got a bit of a first for one of our Zooms today. We've got Gemma joining us, who's been with Classic for a good few years, and we've known each other very, very well. She is an expert on Classic, but because things are all Italy this morning, what better than to have somebody that's an absolute Italian expert? So we've got Elisa, who is joining us from Rome today, which is very exciting. She used to work for Classic in the UK and now looks after their operations across in Rome and for Italy. So what better for us today than to talk about Italy? So Gemma, I will pass over to you.
Thank you very much. Yes, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We're going to try and whisk you away for a little bit, away from this cold English weather, and inspire you a little bit for Italy today as well. So I'm going to share the presentation here. I'll go through some of the details for Classic Collection and what we can offer. And then what we will do, I will hand over to Elisa, who's going to talk you through some of the areas of Italy that you might not be so familiar with. So let me start sharing my screen and bring up the presentation for you. Okay, hopefully you can all see this one now. There we go. Okay, so the wonders of Italy. You know, I think why Italy is a really obvious one, really, isn't it? You know, everything in Italy is pretty unique. You've got lots of unique experiences. You've got unique destinations to visit. You've got world famous sites. I don't think there's anywhere else you can go on a gondola. You know, you've got all these incredible opportunities within Italy, but also backed up by some amazing food and some amazing wine. And that is what I'm going to kind of highlight as well today. It's not just about the holidays that you can have with Classic Collection, but it's also about the experiences that you can have while you're there. We've all definitely missed it over the last year, the opportunity to go and visit these different places. So Italy's a really obvious one because you've got the short flights. From Bristol as well, you know, you've got all different options with the airlines there, and at Classic Collection we can put together whatever it is you're looking for. So absolutely any itinerary, any duration, so long as the flights are there and available, then we can get it all booked up for you. So we do everything in Italy from the cities, we do the lakes, we do the beaches, we do the Tuscan countryside, we even do the islands, so we do Sicily, Sardinia as well. So there's absolutely endless options. So, I mean, I could literally sit here all day talking about Italy, but we're just going to kind of focus in on some of the areas today and try and give you a little bit of inspiration. So one of the things that we really want to look at is, we do all of the, with the Rome, the Florence, the Venice, but when you're actually in these destinations, what are you actually going to do when you're there other than the kind of main city tours? So one of the areas that we're getting loads of interest in the last couple of years is actually to go to Italy and do some cookery schools. So we've got some great examples of these for you. So one here in Rome, you actually go out to the markets with a chef, do the grocery shopping with them. Then you come back to the kitchens and learn how to make handmade pasta and have your lunch in one of the amazing destinations. So on top of doing your sightseeing in Rome, what a lovely way to just have a bit of a different experience there. When you're in Sorrento and Amalfi, we've got, again, cookery classes with the chef, but also a mozzarella farm. So you can go and do a visit and a tour of the farm and some tasting as well. So again, something a little bit different. If you're heading over to Florence, we've got a similar, we have the market to cookery table in a lot of our Italian destinations, to be fair, and we can arrange it in pretty much all of the destinations. So wherever you're going, if you want to learn a bit of Italian cooking while you're there, we can absolutely offer you that opportunity just to get out and see something a little bit different, a bit authentic as well while you're over in Italy. These ones look quite nice there. You've got pizza and gelato cookery course. I thought this one sounded quite nice. 3.5 hours, do some pizza making, do some gelato making, come back and share it with your friends when you come back home, all your newfound skills as well. And then, of course, the Italian wine. Let's not forget the Italian wine. So we've got a few options for the wine tours. So over in Tuscany, if you're flying out to Florence and spending some time in Florence, you can do a Tuscany day tour with, excuse me, a lunch and a wine tasting as well. So a great way to experience Florence. Again, into the Chianti region, another option here, again from Florence, doing a dinner. So you get the coach travel included, you've got wine tastings included, and you've got a traditional Italian dinner as well with some paired wines for you to try. And even down in the Lake Garda as well, you've got a wine tour in Bardolino and the surrounding areas. Again, it's a sort of a day trip tour there that we can add on to your travel. Now, the other one that we look at, to try and really make the most of your experience is just some of the excursions that you can add on as well. So if you're heading over to the Amalfi Coast, looking at doing Pompeii and Vesuvius, you've got the tour there, you've got the English speaking guides, but it's good to get these things pre-booked before you travel. We can do the group tours, but also we can do private experiences as well. So at the moment in the world that we're living in, with COVID and everyone wanting to be, a little bit more separate, we can do private tours as well for any of these destinations and arrange private tour guides for yourselves as well. You've got places like the Vatican City tour. So when you're doing a lot of the Italian cities, and I've seen this so many times when I've visited myself, you see people queuing for hours to go and see, the main sites. And it's worth looking before you go, actually add these on to your trip. So you've got the Vatican trip here, local pickup, you've got the local tour guide, but most importantly, you've got the skip the line entrance queues. One of the worst things you want to do, spend your day doing, is queuing when you're on holiday, especially in Italy, in the fabulous temperatures that they get out there. You don't want to be standing around in the sunshine when you could be doing much better things. So we've got our reps in resort as well. We'll be able to give you all the different advice on best times to go, how to pre-book things as well, how to pre-book entry to different attractions. But you can also pre-book the guides as well for this one, for instance, for the Vatican City. You've also got down on Sicily, you've got the Alcantara Gorge and the Mount Etna tour. So it's not just city tours, it's, going and seeing the countryside and going and seeing a little bit more. Now, Elisa, who's here today, when I put this one on, said I really should put on the Godfather tour as well. But apparently I'm the only person who has never seen the Godfather films. But she assures me that even though I've not seen the films, if I did the tour, it's still stunning and it's still a wonderful tour to do. And I don't actually need to see them first. But I think if I'm going to go to Sicily, I'm going to watch one of the films. So at least I know, I've got to know what to expect when I'm going on that tour. Again, Venice, if you're looking at the cities, we can do things like sunset cruises as well. So you've got different options, different times of day, whether you want a whole day tour put together for you or just something as a really short experience. We can get it all booked up for you with any kind of special requirements that you may have as well. Now, if you're planning a trip to Italy, lots of customers are looking at doing something a little bit different at the moment. We've had a long time of not being able to travel. Why not treat yourself to something extra special? So we can actually offer travel on the Orient Express as well. Now, the Orient Express goes from London through to Venice. So you've got a few options for travel there. You can travel outward on the Orient Express, you can travel backward on the Orient Express, or you can do both ways. Now, one of my little great tips for the Orient Express, if you're looking to do it, you know, and save a bit of money as well, it's actually cheaper if you come back on the Orient Express than it is to go on the Orient Express. So, you know, save the best bit till last. We all know when you're going on holiday, the exciting bit is when you're going out, and when you're at the airport, you're all excited, and when you're on the airport on the way home, all you want to do is just get back. So I always think it's quite a nice way to save it to the end of the trip, have something to look forward to. And when I was talking to some customers who'd actually done this, they were saying, actually, it's a good way to do it as well, because you have your meals in the different kind of destinations. If you do it on the return trip, you have dinner in Italy, breakfast in Paris, and afternoon tea in England. So it kind of works out that you're in the right countries for the kind of right meals as well. So it's a nice way to do it as well. So you've got a few options if you're looking at the Orient Express. As I said, it goes from London through to Venice, but it also stops in Verona. So if you want to do the Verona and the Verona Opera, or even the Italian lakes, you can actually do that with the Orient Express trip as well. And the Classic Collection, I mean, we do all over Europe. We don't just do Italy, we do a lot of the European destinations. So we do also do Paris and Prague, which are the two other destinations that you can visit on the Orient Express. So you can actually do a triple centre holiday if you wanted, and visit all three. Make it an extra special journey. And we can do all the multi-centres. So you're not stuck to, you know, just having to fly out to one destination for a city and stay there. We do Venice, Florence, Rome, any combination that you like. We do a lot of Rome and Tuscany as well. But once you're in Italy, we do all the internal rail. It's much easier to get around on and a much better service than you would expect in England. So we pre-book all of that for you. So why not go and do a trip, you know, rather than just a 2 or 3 night, you could go for a week, do the Italian cities, rail in between, you get wonderful scenery whilst you're travelling through. So Miles Morgan Travel could put that all together for you with ourselves, and we look after you every step of the way. We do have, as I mentioned earlier, we do have our own reps in resort as well. So for instance, I was over in Venice a couple of years ago, and we've got a lovely lady, Julie, there, who's English lady, married an Italian, lives out in Venice. And that's what we have as a lot of our reps. It's actually people who, it's always people who live in the destination. They know the destination like the back of their hand. They're not your kind of traditional reps. They're not going to do your welcome meeting with a cocktail and sell you lots of things. But they're there and they can organise anything you want, as much or as little as you need. But they're also really good for the advice, when's the best time to do things? What's the best time to go? Where's the best places to visit? What not to miss? You know, real local recommendations as well. So as well as being there for, you know, for anything you need in resort, absolutely use them for all of their local knowledge while you're traveling with us as well. Now, I am going to hand over. So, you know, obviously we do all of the main Italian destinations. We do all your Venice, your Florence, your Rome, but you know, a lot of people have already visited those. So what I'm going to do is hand over to Elisa, who's live in Rome, and she is going to tell you about some of the destinations that you might not be quite so familiar with.
Thanks, Gemma. Good morning, everyone, or how we say here, buongiorno. Buongiorno a tutti. So, as Gemma mentioned, I'm pretty sure all of you has been in Italy at least once, and you are experts. So today we really wanted to take you to different places, very, very characteristic, and something that I'm pretty sure you will love it, as we do. So we start with Puglia. So as you can see from our map, Italy is shaped as a boot, and Puglia is, it looks like it's the heel of the boot. So we are in the south of Italy. So as you can imagine, the weather is pretty much quite warm during the year. And we are roughly 3 hours flying from UK. In Puglia, you have 2 airports, Bari and Brindisi. They're pretty much connected by all the low-cost airline, EasyJet, Ryanair, and obviously British Airways as well, flies into Puglia. What we wanted to recommend is something that's different from any other place that you can find in Italy. So something that you can really see when you are in Puglia. Now, I'm not sure if everyone has heard before, have seen before, the Trulli. So the Trulli are these cone-shaped dwelling buildings. They're very particular. Can you imagine walking around, and usually all these trullis have some bright pot flowers. So you walk around, you just enjoying the atmosphere. All the people, you know, all the nice people from south of Italy, very friendly, just, you know, showing the products that they have in their little shops. You know, stopping, having some pictures. Very, very characteristic. I do recommend to your clients and yourself, if you go to Puglia, to stop at least a couple of hours, 3 hours to the Trulli and have a walk around. Then again, Bari and Polignano. And now Bari is the biggest city of Puglia. There is a beautiful, really beautiful castle and cathedral in the city center. But my must is to go in the old town, which is located in the city center, and stopped you will see there are some grandmas that we call nonnas making fresh pasta, the orecchiette, in the street. So you can watch them making the pasta, you can buy the pasta, you can talk to them. It's kind of, you know, a nice atmosphere, nice to be there and exchange, you know, some tips with the local nonnas. Very nice. And Polignano, Gemma, if I remember, the next slide should be Polignano. We want to show them one more as well. No, there is not there. No, it's not there. Well, Polignano is very famous. It's very famous for they have a restaurant which is built in a cave. So romantic. We do recommend if you have a special event, or if your client wants to do wedding proposal or a special birthday, to book a seat in a place in the restaurant is characteristic. Can you imagine having this amazing view and, you know, enjoying nice food, nice wine. Yes, it's something to do once when you are in Puglia. Then we move a little bit down to Fasano. Now, Fasano is quite famous because it's the area where all the masserias are based. Now, the masserias are these rural houses where farmers used to live, but now probably most of them have been refurbished inside and made stunning luxury accommodation. We do have a few in our program. So if you want to do something special, if you want to recommend as well something special to your client, I will definitely suggest to do at least a couple of nights in one of our masserias where you can relax. You have all these olive groves, and you can do wine tasting, olive tasting, usually mozzarella tasting as well, and then maybe move to the seafront and have a week on the beach. So we do recommend that. So in Fasano, after we took around and see this beautiful town, what we would do, we would go to the market, buy fresh ingredients. So it can be fresh fish, seafood, meat, all these nice vegetables, and then with the chef we will prepare a beautiful lunch or dinner. So, you know, it's nice, and you will take something home with you. You know, you say, oh, I really wanted to do it back home. So it's nice to have this inside as well. Then Ostuni and the olive oil tasting. Now, Ostuni is this white city. We call the white city as the old town was completely painted white. If I have to give you an example, it looks like similar to Santorini. So this all nice and white city. The middle-aged village in the city reminds me as well an Arabic kasbah. So it's very particular because in one region you can find lots of different cultures, especially in the south where we had Arabics, we have Greeks, we have Romans. So we had lots of history in the south of Italy, especially because they could come through the sea. So we had plenty of history there. So in Ostuni, again, we'll take you around, have walk around in the city center, and then you will taste the olive oil. Olive oil from Puglia is probably the most famous olive oil that's been imported in Europe and in the world. Is really famous because its taste, I can't even describe you the smell and the taste. You can imagine having a piece of bread and put a little bit of olive oil. That's it. Delicious. Simple and nice. So I think we can. Perfect. So we have a recommendation in Puglia. This is one of our new property that we have for Puglia. It's called Otto Lire Resort. It's near the Fasano area. This is literally stunning resort. There was an ancient stone building, as you can see from the pictures. For us, we consider boutique hotel because it only has 14 rooms, so it's very cozy, very intimate. And there is one room, it's called Executive Trullo Suite. So again, if you have a special occasion or if your clients they want to to have an unforgettable holidays, I would say to book for 2 or 3 nights in this room. It's different because where else you can stay and you can spend the night in a Trullo. I think nowhere else. So definitely suggested. Also, it's in a good location because it's only 25 minutes from the closest beach, so you can have the relaxing side of the countryside. You relax on the pool, and you can walk around this olive groves. But also, in 25 minutes, you can definitely be on the beach. Usually, when we suggest this hotel and this area mainly, obviously we have private transfer, so we can take your clients from the airport to the hotel, but it's nice as well to rent a car because it's really nice to drive around and see all these beautiful places. So I would recommend definitely to rent a car in their area. Thanks, Gemma. Now, Matera, what can I say? It's probably one of my favorite places in Italy. Not very popular. It's becoming more and more, especially because in 2019 has won the Capital of Culture. Also is one of the UNESCO World Heritage in Italy. We have plenty. The Matera is one of them. As you can see from my picture, this city is unique. This city is a city that was built on the rocks. So all the houses, all the buildings, they have been in rocks. Some of them are caves. So it's completely, I don't know, a different experience, different atmosphere. If you walk around Matera, it looks like you're still in the old years. So it's very particular. So as I say, it has been 2019 Capital of Culture. Sassi of Matera are all these rocks that you can go and visit. Also, what I think that will push a little bit in Matera is that the new James Bond, No Time to Die, which was supposed to go out last year, but I think will be now postponed for 2021, was filmed there. So that would be a good occasion to, obviously we can't travel yet, but in the meantime we can watch the movie and see Matera. Now, the area is this region is very small. They don't have airports, but you can fly into Bari, and then from Bari to Matera is roughly 60 minutes, so 1 hour by transfer. I drove myself from Bari to Matera, and again, beautiful scenery. So if you have a client that really wants to enjoy 100% the experience, I would say rent a car. I had a 500, you know, I think it's the perfect car to travel around Italy. So rent a 500 and drive from Bari to Matera. Now, this is our recommendation in Matera. It's a 5-star. At the moment, we have this chain. They have 4 and a 5-star. We recommend the 5-star. As you can see, this resort has built in a cave. This is a cave in a few words. So there are 23 historic houses. They are located in a fascinating complex. Now, when you think about Matera, you can't think about a normal like hotel as we know. So you won't have one building with different floors and rooms. So these rooms are located in Matera. So it might be that your reception is in one place, and a few steps away there is your room. Obviously the hotel will take care of everything, so your luggages and literally everything. Now each room is different in style and is finally furnished following an aesthetic that blends the original and also the authentic structure. So outside and even inside, the structure hasn't been touched at all. So it's like it was in the past. But as you can see inside, they put some very modern furniture. So it's very, very stylish, very luxury hotel. Now, what I suggest is to have an aperitivo hotel, now aperitivo with a glass of wine, Aperol spritz with some nibbles, so some fresh slices of mozzarella, some slices of salami. This is our aperitivo. To the hotel lounge terrace and enjoy the view. I think next slide should be the view.
No, it doesn't on this one.
No. Oh, sorry.
We should have added that one in there.
I know we should. So very recommended. So have a look at the hotel. It's stunning. Literally the terrace, and you can overview all the Sassi area, all the rocks area. Now, I think lakes are quite popular in the UK, so you should be quite expert of the lakes, but still, I'm really keen to give you a little bit of my personal inside tips. Now, we have plenty of lakes in Italy, but probably those 3 are the biggest. Now, number 1, so the biggest lake in Italy is Lake Garda. Now, Lake Garda is just 2 hours flight from UK. So you can, the closest airport is Verona, but if you don't have a flight option, you can still travel into Milan or Milan Bergamo with Ryanair. So it's still quite close, roughly an hour and a half by transfer. Now, the main places to visit in Garda are probably Simione, where you can find this castle, which is floating. It was built in the water, so it's floating in the water. Beautiful. It's stunning. It's like something that, again, you can't see anywhere else. We have all this history, all these castles, so it's beautiful. Beautiful. Simione is very famous for all these gelato places, so really recommended a walk around and with your ice cream and enjoy the view. Now, as we mentioned before, Barzolino as well, very popular, especially for wine tasting. So if you are in the area, you must have one and you must try. And in Lake Garda, they're very, very famous. We're very recommended boat trips. So you can start from Sirmione and have a nice half day just traveling around with the boat. So just ask to the call center, to ourselves, and we can arrange this excursion, this experience for your clients. Now, I like to give an adjective to the lakes. For me, Lake Garda is romantic. Romantic as well, because we do lots of weddings as well, especially in the castle in Sirmione. So can you imagine get married in a castle in Italy? Oh, I don't think there is something more romantic than that. Then going to the second one. Again, second biggest lake in Italy, Lake Maggiore. Now, Lake Maggiore for me, I describe as enchanting. Why? Really suggestive, different from Como, I would say. Just, walking around and see in front of Lake Maggiore this small group of island called Borromeese Island, makes completely different scenery. So again, we can arrange a boat trip, an excursion, and go to see this island. Very famous. They have some villas as well. So yeah, I will definitely enjoy an excursions there. Also, it's very, very close to me. Lake Maggiore and Lake Como were very close to Milan, so very good for twin center. So if you have a client that wants to go to the lakes, but they don't really want to spend the whole week in the lakes, well, you can still arrange a couple of nights in Milan, maybe as well when there is the opera season, so at the Teatro La Scala. So we can arrange the tickets as well. So we can do 2 nights in Milan and then spend a few nights in the lake. Now, third but not least, in Lake Como, very, very popular. I describe as glamorous, glamorous as Hollywood, because as you know, many actors and have been many VIP from Los Angeles have been, especially one, George Clooney, they bought some villas in Lake Como, so that Lake Como suddenly became very popular, and everyone wanted to go and see those villas. So actually, we do have an experience, which is called the famous Hollywood Villas, where we would take you around a still boat trip, and we will show you around this beautiful, amazing luxury villas, the dreamy villas.
Yeah, the other half live.
Yes. Yeah.
He's got one there, hasn't he? There's quite a lot of famous people who have these amazing villas. Lake Como is my favourite, I have to say, and I absolutely loved it when I went there. And yeah, we were all busy looking in the houses and seeing if we could spot any celebrities whilst we were there.
We do, yeah. But obviously we don't forget Bellagio, and Como itself, beautiful. So again, it just, most of our properties, especially we will now introduce you some properties. They are all lakefront, so you can enjoy your lunch with a view. One of our most popular, which is the Hotel Tramezzo in Lake Como, has a floating pool in the lake, as you can see in the second picture. So it's different experience. you are on holiday, you want to try a bit of everything.
It's definitely a unique one. I stayed in the lake
I think it's unique
because you walk obviously down these little platforms that you can just see here, and you're in the swimming pool, but your swimming pool of course is bobbing up and down because the whole swimming pool is moving because it's in the lake. So it's definitely a unique experience to try.
It's to try. Then we got the Villa Palazzo Minta Lei Maggiore in Stresa. This has amazing view of the island, and there is this underground spa in a cave, which is the third picture. Is beautiful. I can't imagine now, especially now that everyone needs a bit of relaxing, you know, just forgetting what we're living. I can't think of anything better than that at the moment.
I'd like to be there.
Yeah. And then Villa Rosa is one of our popular hotels in Lake Garda. Wonderful views. Again, this is another property that is lake just in front of the lake. So wonderful views, and a short stroll away from Desenzano. Desenzano, famous for you have train station as well. So if you want to jump on the train and have a half day in Verona, or just traveling around the lake, you can do it from there. So it's very, very good location, amazing location.
Okay, and I think it's back to me.
Yay!
Yeah, we just wanted to share a few of the tips as well, whilst you're thinking of your Italian holidays. A few of these we've already covered but probably the most important one is, if you can, don't travel in August. August is when the Italians have most of their holidays. It's exceptionally hot, the hotels are exceptionally busy, and usually the prices are higher as well. So if you can go any other time, I always think kind of May, June and September is a nice time to visit most of the Italian destinations.
Yeah, for sure, because Italian people that usually go on holiday in August is when all the office is shut and the school is closed. So, but more than that, the weather is really hot, very hot. So you don't want to queue in front of the Vatican with 40 degrees. So no.
Avoid that.
I don't think you wouldn't enjoy. Yeah.
No, I mean, I have to admit, I did it. I did it to Rome for a day. It was only a day trip, but in August, a couple of years ago. And oh my goodness, it was so incredibly hot and so incredibly busy. So
yeah.
Definitely avoid it if you can. And then also, if you're visiting some of the cities, look out for some of the unique experiences that you can do as well. So in Milan and Florence, they both got the Duomo. You can actually climb up on top of the cathedral and see for miles. And it's a really, really lovely way to do it. I know certainly in the Milan one, which is the one that I visited, there's a lift halfway as well. So you don't have to climb the stairs the entire way. You can do it if you're feeling exceptionally fit. But to be honest, get the lift and just do the last little bit. But you go out onto the roof and it's absolutely stunning, wonderful experience. You can take photos up there and just, something a little bit different to do while you're traveling as well. I've already done my Orient Express one. I've already covered that one off. But also,
if I can say something more about the Orient Express. So they have been introduced to some new routes. So from this year, Orient Express will stop in Rome and Florence as well.
Oh wow! Oh,
yeah, amazing. So it's a good way as well to do. Twin Center. Yeah.
See the whole of Italy by Orient Express. Yeah. That's a wonderful way to do it.
New tip.
I've had that one in. And then also, if you're traveling to the Amalfi Coast, one of the really popular excursions is always to visit Capri. But I have to say, having gone over to that area a couple of times, to visit Ischia instead, which is another of the islands that you can reach by the ferry, much quieter experience, but it's also got these amazing spas and
open air
pools
spas
as well. Yeah, so it's absolutely incredible. So, if you're looking to get away from it all rather than be in the hustle and bustle of Capri, to visit Ischia instead, just as an option. Now,
Gemma, we've had a question from Tony saying, can you get from Sorrento to Ischia? There's a question.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, because there is a small port in Sorrento, and you can go from Sorrento. Yes.
Fantastic, thank you.
No problem. And then just to wrap up, just some interesting facts that I found on Italy. Although we've spoken about 3 of the lakes today, there are actually over 1,500 lakes in the whole of Italy. So that could be quite a challenge for us to go and visit all of those. Italy is the 5th most visited country in the entire world. So I'm not sure where England comes in that list, but you've got so many experiences. It is, it's a fabulous place to visit. It's got the most UNESCO World Heritage Sites in the world as well. As Elisa said earlier, there's so many UNESCO towns and experiences. You know, you're sport for choice there for things to see. This was one that I found really interesting. 3,000 euros every day.
I didn't even know. Yeah, but
at the moment it's poor.
At the moment the Trevi Fountain is poor. No money. Oh,
yeah,
so sad.
They must be missing their 3,000 euros. Whoever gets the money out of that one. Another one that I thought was quite interesting, 2,500 types of cheese. I think I need to go over and challenge myself to try those with the wine. And this is one that Elisa didn't believe me on this fact, and she had to go and check it as well. There is actually a fountain in Italy that has free red wine flowing 24 hours a day.
I had to Google it. I admit I had to Google it because I didn't know that. Because unfortunately, it's not a place. Yeah, it's not a touristic place, so it's very hard. It's just for the locals.
But I thought, what an amazing town to live in. I would love to live in the town that has a fountain that has free flowing red wine 24 hours a day. I just wonder if they're always drunk in that city, but they probably just got used to it by now.
Yeah.
So I think that's it. But thank you for joining us today. Absolutely, any of the holidays that you've seen today, if it's inspired you, can be booked with Miles Morgan. I will take off the screen share now as well. And if you've got any questions, then please do feel free.
Yes.
I think it's interesting that we've had a presentation and it just shows the breadth of holidays that you've got for a place like Italy, that we haven't talked about Rome, we haven't talked about Florence, we haven't talked about Venice, you know, wonderful, wonderful cities, you know, and Italy just has so much to offer. So, Gemma, one question I would ask you, you can only go to one place on holiday in Italy. Where would you go, and can you give us a reason why?
For me, oh my goodness, that's so hard.
I think I know the answer.
I'm torn between, I think it's going to be Lake Como for the day. I absolutely love it. I really, really loved Venice. I've done that a couple of times. I loved doing the experience of going on the gondolas. But no, I absolutely adored Lake Como. Just nowhere like it that I'd ever been. It's the most peaceful place I've ever been in the world. The fact that you don't have any cars, you go everywhere by boat. You just get on the boats and the ferries to visit everywhere. You've got wonderful shops, you've got great food, great wine. It's a lovely place to just stroll around. Yeah, I think Lake Como is my favourite. That's why I made it into the presentation.
I thought you were going to say Venice.
Yeah, no, I did love Venice as well, isn't it?
I think I would have said Venice.
Would you say? Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Blew me away, and I was left with the feeling, why haven't I been here before? You know, one of those places, just sensational.
Yeah,
Elisa,
I did it the first time a couple of years ago. And
I was expecting to hear Rome from someone else, but Rome didn't come.
Elisa, let me ask you a more challenging question. So,
yes.
Obviously, in the UK, we're all thinking, what's going to happen with holidays? Will there be any holidays this summer? And I think it's fair to say if there are any holidays this summer, it's going to be reliant probably on the state the country is in that we're going to visit, you know, in terms of vaccination, in terms of lockdown, in terms of where the country's at. Can you give us an update on where Italy is on those sorts of things?
Absolutely. So my update at the moment is Italy is not in the bad shape as it used to be honest. We have been very careful. We haven't had any other lockdown. We only had one lockdown 1 year ago. So when it started the 9th of March and ended the 25th of May. But since then we had curfew. So we do have restaurants open. All the activities are open apart from gyms, I believe. But they close at 6 p.m. So you can only do whatever you can do until 6 p.m. And we have curfew from 10 p.m. onwards. Now, also we had this system, color system. So all the regions are different, has been different colors. So it was red for these regions where the numbers were still high. Then there was in orange, which was an average where it wasn't too bad, but still not too confident to reopen everything. And then we had the yellow one, which it should be really green because you say, okay, that's kind of fine. So I can happily say now that all the region are yellow So I think just Sicily and Trentino Alto Adige in the north near the Dolomites are orange. So all the region are yellow at the moment. So it means that we're doing well and we're containing the cases. So I think yesterday there were like under 1,000 or something like that. So we're not doing too bad, considering how big is Italy. So to be honest, from my point of view, I'm very optimistic. So I hope to, and also from the hoteliers' point of view, which are my partners, which I talk with them every day, they really desperate to have all the UK clients to the hotels, because that is probably the first markets in Italy is UK. So they really want to see people around, laughs. We all want to see normality. So I really hope that probably before summer, starting the start of summer, so May, June, things will get to normality. So we're doing all our best to contain cases. So we just want to keep the country safe for all the clients or the customers.
And have you started the vaccination program in Italy?
Yes, we do. Yes, we did on the 27th of January. So obviously we did all the nurses, doctors, and police, and now they're starting with all the people, so the 80s onward. We're proud to say that we are the first country in Europe to have the most people vaccinated. So we're going quite quick at the moment. So we really hope that before Christmas, we have everyone vaccinated. So finger crossed for that. Okay,
thank you. We did have a question sent in earlier by Alex and Jane, who I think are on this Zoom. They asked about a holiday, not to Italy, to the Danube with Emerald, and said, what's going to happen? We've got a holiday booked for summer. How's it going to take place? What should we look out for? So at the moment for summer holidays, it's all to play for. I think nobody really knows, including Grant Shapps and Matt Hancock, exactly how it's going to play out. There are so many different things to take into account. What I would say is, as we approach the summer and there is more clarity, then holiday companies will make up their mind what they're doing. And if you're in a situation where your holiday is cancelled, you obviously got a number of options, which means potentially one of them is to move it to next year, move it to later this summer. And in almost every single case now, the holiday companies are allowing you to do that free of charge, or in a lot of cases, they're actually incentivizing you to move it and give you added extra value. And so having something booked for this summer is not something to be worried about in any way. Refunds are back. We're in a very, very different situation to the one that faced the travel industry last year, where it was just shock and scale and volume that overtook the whole industry. I think we're in a very different place now. So nobody really needs to be concerned about any holiday they booked. And also I'll reiterate, everything we book is ATOL bonded. So including Classic Collections holidays. So, there is no worry about money or anything like that. And in fact, the opposite, as I say, holiday companies now are encouraging people to move it by very regularly offering added value for them to book something else.
On Classic, I can just cover that. We've launched our own Classic commitment in the last week as well. To be fair, it's the same that we have been doing for pretty much the last year. So if you would like to amend your holiday, then we're doing that, and with no charges from Classic, and with an added incentive, to change your booking, you get £100 off of your amended holiday. If we get to a point where you're not able to travel on your holiday, then we do offer the full refund as well. So it's not a voucher, it's not a credit. It's you would get the full refund if you're not able to travel due to the Foreign Office advice. So we've committed to that as a company, so that your money is absolutely safe, and if you can't go, then you've not got no concerns at all. I did see as well, Miles, that someone had asked about where would you go? Where do we recommend in Italy for your first holiday if you've never been to Italy before?
Difficult question.
It's a really difficult one, isn't it? I think other than the obvious that kind of a city, a couple of nights in a city break, I always think Sorrento's quite a good option. You've got a lot to do and see around there. You can go and see a lot of the sites. You could do Ischia, you could do Capri, You can visit Pompeii, Amalfi Coast. You can even do a trip to Rome, a day trip to Rome from Sorrento as well. So that would probably be a good kind of starting point, I think. I don't know, what would you say, Lisa? Probably
if I have to start somewhere, I probably start from the cities. So I would do probably 2 or 3 cities, maybe what we do usually Venice, Florence and Rome, or Florence, Rome and Sorrento if the clients wants to do a bit of relaxing at the end of the holidays. Yeah, I would definitely do twin center or multi-center first time I go.
Yeah, fit in as much as you can.
Just to get, to get the taste of a bit of everything.
Good advice. I think that's a tricky question because there's so many. I think an awful lot depends on what sort of person you are, whether you're a city lover, whether you're a countryside lover, because Italy does have a bit of all of those, as you've shown, and obviously pretty good at wine as well. Elisa, would you say?
Oh yeah. Yes. So actually, coming back to Puglia, there is one red wine which is called Primitivo, and again is the most request wine from Italy. So American going crazy for this wine. So it's very very requested and exported. So if you have a chance, I'm sure I saw it in the supermarket in the UK. Primitivo, amazing red wine. Very
good. A wine recommendation as well. Excellent. Well, look, thank you very much to Gemma and to Elisa for their time. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Oh, hang on, there's another question coming. Let me just check what it is, so we make sure we answer them.
We have Siena.
You have Siena.
Yes, of course.
Good. So the answer is yes. So that's great. So if anybody has any other questions on Italy, they want to inquire any holidays for Italy, contact your local shop, and we can obviously get in touch with Gemma. We can get in touch with Elisa if you've got any more challenging questions. So hope you all enjoyed it this morning. Thanks very, very much for joining, and let's hope for some holidays this summer, everybody. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Grazie mille.